All right, so you spend an entire year planning a wedding. You find the venue, you hire the caterers, and you book the entertainment.
And then guess what? Right before the big event, the DJ texts you to say he's not showing up. It seems to happen all the time with this guy, and problem solver Rob Wolchek is ready to mix it up with his Hall of Shame investigation. Rob.
I'm ready to drop a funky beat down on this no-show DJ. Get ready to get down with DJ Darren. What happened with your DJ business? DJ Darren must be wearing his boogie shoes because this guy is walking 160 beats per minute.
He's still taking bookings. He's still scamming people. Like, it's still going on.
These members of the I Do crew say Darren ditched his duties right before their weddings.
I think he's a scam artist.
Leaving brides.
Right now, I'm a bride who's angry.
Grooms.
During the rehearsal, get a text that he canceled.
And parents.
I wasn't going to let him get away with it. I wanted my
justice.
Yes.
Spinning mad. Who's gonna stick up for Darren? Maybe this guy.
See your guy videotaping. I do not consent to being on the news.
Maybe the police. Maybe nobody.
Must you guys leave my property?
Nathan and Marissa are a young couple in love. They got engaged and planned their wedding in Muskegon on the west side of Michigan. They gave a down payment to a wedding DJ, Darren Warner. His company is Platinum Entertainment. Then, a few months before the big day,
he reached back out and said if we paid the rest of the amount in full, we would be able to, I think, knock $100 off or something along those lines.
So now DJ Darren is paid in full. All he has to do is show up, set up, and get down at the reception. But on the eve of their wedding, at their rehearsal dinner,
literally as we're practicing walking to and, down the aisle and everything, I'm getting texts of him saying, yeah, my car's not working. I'm not going to be able to make it.
The couple say DJ Darren led them to believe he was local, but it turns out he's in the little town of Vassar, a couple hundred miles away. Already stressed, they had hours to somehow find a DJ and sound system for their wedding. They did it, but with no help from DJ Darren.
We had to pay another DJ who was more money, and then on top of that, he still didn't give us our money back, so we essentially paid for 2 DJs.
I found him on a Facebook page that was for weddings, and I actually booked him at the end of August of 2023.
That was a year before Francesca and Corey's wedding in, of all places, Peoria, Illinois. Francesca started getting panicky in the weeks leading up to the wedding because DJ Darren wasn't answering her texts until
August 5th, he messaged me and stating that he is canceling my wedding. He cannot make it.
And what was the day of the wedding?
August 10th.
At least she had a whopping 5 days to find a replacement, but DJ Darren still had her money.
I think he's a shicer. He's a pro.
Dale is a dad who paid DJ Darren to perform at his daughter Lindsay's wedding way up north in Charlevoix. Guess what happened?
The night before the wedding, on our way to the rehearsal, he sends her a text. He couldn't even call and says, hey, I have to cancel.
Talk about the wedding bell blues.
It put a big shadow over, what's supposed to be the best night of her life, their life, our life. That was just the focal point of everything.
Why DJ Darren was booking weddings hundreds of miles away from his home in Vassar is anyone's guess. It sure didn't seem profitable to Michael, a DJ who worked some of Darren's weddings.
I did one in Traverse City. I did one in Gaylord. Gaylord is about 3 hours from Detroit. So I made some journeys.
Michael lives here in Metro Detroit. He says Darren's bookings were all far away and Darren was slow to pay.
I would have to leave Detroit around 7 in the morning to make it up there and be set up by noon and then do the event and not get home till 4 in the morning sometimes.
Michael finally laid down the law and told Darren he wasn't going to do the next wedding until he got paid for the last wedding. But Michael is a good guy.
I didn't want to cancel on the wedding party because it was a wedding and I know how precious wedding days are to people, so I still went and did the event.
Even though he didn't get paid. Michael says Darren owes him more than $2,000, but Darren's bad rep hadn't caught up with him yet. Darren is getting married later this year.
We ended up booking him.
Last summer, Darren didn't seem to have any bad reviews, but by the fall, Karen kept reading horror stories about the DJ she just hired to do her wedding.
I think that it's sick what he's doing to all of these brides and basically destroying their wedding plans and adding extra stress onto something that should be enjoyable.
She contacted Darren and told him she was canceling. She asked for her money back. She says DJ Darren ignored her. So she wrote a scathing review on Facebook. Karen says Darren said he'd only pay her back if she took down the review.
I'm not one of those 20-year-old brides that he's going to be able to intimidate to take down my post and stay quiet.
So Karen sued and won, but he didn't pay. And while at the courthouse,
I also found out that he was arrested a few weeks prior for a DUI.
And not just any DUI. You've heard of Run DMC? How about High BAC? According to the state police, Darren had a blood alcohol content of more than 0.17. Secretary of State records show Darren's license is suspended for a year. Remember, this guy had a hard time making it to weddings when he had a valid driver's license. Time for the no-show showman to meet Mixmaster Rob. But first, I gotta find him. I had 2 hours north to Vassar in January, but he's not at any of the addresses he has listed. Then I saw this. It's an Instagram video for a liquor store in Vassar. Thumping beats. Seems like something a DJ might mix. And sure enough, I think that's DJ Darren behind the counter. A few days later, back in Vassar, there's Darren. He must live close because he can't drive. 2 weeks later, we're back in Vassar and we spot him walking to the store. And then, DJ Darren in the house! Darren. Rob Walczyk from Fox 2. I need to talk to you about your DJ business. You still spinning records? Yeah. What happened with your DJ business? Here, stop and talk with me for a minute, man. I came all the way up here to talk to you. What happened with your DJ business? A bunch of people have contacted me and told me that you took on jobs, you didn't do them, you owe them money, you just had another judgment. What's going on with that? Dude, you want to talk to me?
Not really. See how the court rules it.
What?
We'll see how the court rules it.
Court rules what? You just had, here's a judgment, dude. Come here, stop and talk to me, Darren.
Am I supposed to leave my property?
Come on out and talk to me.
Am I supposed to leave my property?
Okay, I'm gonna wait out front for you to come out. Come talk to me. Darren won't come talk to us, but this guy sure will. He hurries down from the store to find out why the news wants to talk to Vassar's most dazzling DJ. Ripped off a bunch of people in his DJ business, and they want me to talk to him.
Is that factual, or are you stating that as...
Well, he's got a judgment right here for $800 and something.
So we're chasing an $800 story for Fox News?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I got a bunch of people.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like the most beneficial thing to do with your time.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. Tell me if...
I'm trying to figure out what's good with you, bro.
Okay, what's your name?
Off. Oh, no problem, man. You good? But what's
Here,
up?
you tell Darren to call me, okay?
Yeah, one of these days and stuff.
After Mr. No Name speaks with us, he speaks to the police. They come down and tell us we can stay as long as we'd like. After an hour or so, DJ Darren out of the house! Hey, Darren, you gonna talk to me? What? The DJ dances away, vanishing in Vassar. DJ Darren, it's time to face the music. You're in the Hall of Shame. The day after I confronted no-show DJ, he paid Karen the $800 judgment she got from the court. Nathan and Marissa also sued Darren and won. They say Darren didn't pay them back for almost a year, and only after the court went after his property. Dale, the dad, filed a complaint with the Attorney General's office. He says they convinced Darren to pay him back. Francesca got some of her money back, but says Darren still owes her a few $100s. Michael, the DJ, still hasn't received so much as a phone call from Darren. And he's a nice DJ who actually covered for Darren and didn't get paid. Darren got the money and Michael did the jobs.
So they were able to get him to fill in those other situations? Because that's pretty traumatic for a bride and groom.
Yeah, he's a very nice young man, and he's actually the one that contacted me with this story and hooked me up with a bunch of these brides.
I just thought it was awful when that gentleman said to you, well, what's $800? Tell that to the person who took the money, which is just shy of $1,000, and didn't end up with a DJ at their wedding.
Yeah, more so than the money.
Yeah,
was the fact that imagine you're at your rehearsal dinner
and you don't have
and you get a text, not even a call, you get a text saying, I'm not going to be able to make it. I mean, that's the DJ, that's your entertainment, that's the guy who says, here comes Mr. and Mrs. Raj, or whatever, you know what I mean?
What are you going to do, get Alexa?
And the sound system, here comes Mr.
exactly
and Mrs.
what it
Raj.
sounded like in my wedding. You're very good.
The bride and groom.
Don't quit your day job.
He has a future.
Yeah, Julian Roop. I've done a few weddings before. I was a DJ on radio, and I unfortunately did a few weddings too. They're hard to do. It's a hard job, but it's an important job.
But you showed up, which is
I did show up. I
important thing.
showed up.